Rain, rain, rain. Guess where I'm off? I'm off fishing to Llandudno again. The time is now 20 past 6 on the evening. High tide is at 10. I'll be there in about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to have a slow setup and see what's happening. We've got a big southerly wind tonight. We've got gusts up to 30-40 mile an hour. We've got torrential rain. We had such a good session there last time. We're going to go and give it another go. I'm meeting Mike there, so I'll be fishing 2 rods and Mike will be fishing 2. So without further ado, it's bloody weather. Look at this weather. We should head over to Llandudno and yeah, this is going to be a rough one, but who dares, yeah? See you when we get to the mark. Well, here now, the wind is horrendous, so I'm going to have to set the camera up in the van somehow. Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. Plenty of wind, plenty of rain, hopefully plenty of fish. So getting a bit of order now, just waiting for Mike to turn up. The rods aren't in yet, I'm just getting a bit of order. My daughter Lexi's nice and comfy in there, aren't you, girl? What you got on there? Selection is, you don't look so shocked, he's the touch bright. Well, as she said to me, she goes, Dad, I need a lot of sweets to keep me going. A lot of coffees for me, but anyway, waiting for Mike to come. Just got a few squid today, calamari. I'm going to put one on a pennel and one on a 2-hook flapper. So we had a lot of success here last time. I'm fishing a bit more by the light today. It's about 2.5 hours, 3 hours off high now. I'm just going to go bosh bosh with 2 rods. Go on, mate, swing it round. That'll do ya. Bait is on the rods. Fully pennel, 2-hook flapper, both with squid baits. Let's get them in. Now, the other day, it really didn't take long to get a bite. It took about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So maybe.
Just maybe.
Just maybe, but yeah, within 3 or 4 minutes it was off. Yeah, well, shit. Come on, then. Fish on.
Fish on. Stay in, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, I think, mate. Fish on. Absolute nightmare. I should have went to the steps. It's a huss. It's fell off in a rock pool, I'll show you now. And the tide's going to cover this rock pool anyway, so it's not an issue. That was a huss first cast within 5 minutes. Oh well. I've got it on land. Does it count as a catch, that? I'll show you now. If you look down there, see, it's a huss. Decent huss as well, that. It's a decent huss, that. But the water is rising and it's only there, so within 10 or 15 minutes that'll be covered and out. But that's a decent toss. Should have went to the steps. Mike called it, he said go to the steps, and I didn't. That's a nice huss, that. Probably what, 6, 7? But he's absolutely fine because the water's only there and it's going to rise for the next few hours. Damn! Next time, yeah. Next time. So then, first cast, 5 minutes in. Huss. It wasn't a massive huss, so I'm going to put probably £6 on it, something like that. It's a decent-ish one, it'd have been nice. I should have walked it down to the steps, so I shouldn't have tried to pick that up. Oh, bite on the other rod now. Here we go, here we go. It was a good bang on the other rod then. I should have walked down the steps with that huss, to be honest. Should have definitely walked down the steps, but that's just, it is what it is, isn't it? It didn't look as big in the water. Here we go, here we go. Yeah. Fish on. was a fish on.
It's not a very big one.
Well, I thought there was a fish on. Felt like it, I just lifted nothing up. Right, been fishing 10 minutes. I've dropped a huss in a rock pool, and I thought I've had a fish on and never. Just hooking squid straight on. The bites are thick and fast. Gonna be a good session. Oh, bite on, fish on. I'll tell you what, this place is fishing its nut off at the moment. It's exactly where I left off the other day. Probably shouldn't be blowing my local mark up, but you know me, I'm happy to share. It's fishing its head off, man. It's 3 bites within probably 10 minutes tops. One was a drop fish, I don't know what it was. The other was just that bite, and the other's a huss, which I'll show you in a bit. He's still in the rock pool. In theory, I haven't caught anything, but that huss did come out of the water and he's down there. If I wanted to go round and get him, I could, but I ain't climbing across them slippy rocks, especially when the tide will let it out. So if the fish was traps, I'd have went down, but I ain't going all the way down there and risking it just to hold it up and say I've caught it. You make your own mind up if that's a catcher or not. Right, I'm going to leave you watching these rods, and I'm going to get some rigs tied. I ain't going to show you what rigs I'm tying or how I'm doing them, because that bores the hell out of me when you see people doing rigs. Maybe in some future videos, but I'm going to tie a couple of pennels, a couple of pulley pennels, and still got about 2 or 3 hours fishing. So I'm predicting a few fish tonight, to be fair. Fingers crossed, yeah.
Go on, the old gamekeeper. Why? Into a fish.
Well, what happened then? Decent bite, struck into a snag, felt the fish, pulled, and it's just come straight out. Bottom bait, stripped. That's 4 bites in 15 minutes. And no fish up here, actually. Oh. Other rod's off.
This boy's on fire tonight.
Yeah.
Might as well turn my tip around there. We've got to have a show about Gamekeeper John today.
Right, I'm going down the steps with this one, feels big.
Fish has took him into a snag.
Right, let's fill you in. That fish was definitely bigger than that us that I dropped in the rock pool, which is 6 or 7 pound. I thought I'd go around to the steps to land it because it was proper pulling back. As I got to the bottom step, I was about to pull it around the corner and it snagged. Couldn't get it out from all angles. It's just snapped off. That was definitely big. I don't know what it was. Well, here we go, look.
First fish in a while, hopefully.
Right, I'll spin this round so you can see Mike.
Definitely a good bite.
I've currently got no rods in the water. I've got no rods in the water.
No, I don't think so.
Fishing its head off this place, people.
I think I've missed it.
Right, so I need to tie a rig and get the other rod in.
Something small. It's been that long since
What a
I
session.
sea lead in. Don't even know if there's one on there. It feels like there is. Feels heavy. A little kick. It is. It's a little, is it a little doggy? Come on, bugger. Come on.
That's a horse, mate.
Come on.
Give him up.
Get in. Way. He's got it. Hey, first one on the bank. That'll do me nicely.
Fishing its head off, people. Right, I need to get rigs done, get my rods in. Ill prepared, but who cares? Who cares? So I've had 4 bites and nothing on the bank.
Now,
Lost 2 big ones. He's had 1 bite and got one.
Now.
Jammy, Mike.
Well, he's been returned anyway. He absolutely pummeled that bottom hook in then. You can see there. And John's in again. Oh, it's just carnage. It's absolute carnage. Nothing bigger as well. Another horse possibly. Go on, Johnny boy.
Pretty certain it's a doggy, but look at the belly on him. It's a proper little pot-bellied doggy. Little fat kit.
If
The belly on that for a doggy. That huss I dropped in the rock pool, I think he might have already gone. That's where he was in that little deep bit there.
Yeah, he's turned around, tides come in, washed him out.
So the waves are in now. Yeah, look, it's washed him out. So that fish has been returned now. Well, yeah, it's fishing its head off this, Mark.
It's getting literally
oh, look.
after that fish then.
Mike! Mike!
Oh, mate. See this? That's the same bait before. He was in for about 2 minutes, that. Just a piece of squid.
That's
Seems
it.
there's a dog here in town. I'm not wasting bait, that's going back out. Normally I wouldn't.
No whipping elastic, baiting elastic, nothing special. Hook it on and send it. Bish, bash, bosh. Noddies at the finest. There is nothing finesse about this at all, people. I told you that. It's just getting all the offcuts of squid and just hooking them on, but just making sure that hook point's sprayed. It's all bits of tentacles and stuff. Same on this bottom one now. I should just spruce it up a bit. Hook a bit of something else on, use all the bits. I find if you fold the squid like that, if you double it and then hook through two like that, it tends to stay on a lot longer because it's doubled. And that's all I'm doing, nothing fantastic. Put your rod by mine if you want, mate.
No, you're alright, mate. You'll accuse me of stealing huss.
Oh, that's a bite, that's a bite, that's a bite.
That's probably me.
Go on, Sam.
He's in already, look at him.
Go on,
He's
Sam.
in already, that guy, look. Not on my watch today,
Here you are, here you are.
Look. Nope, not today. Oh, what a shame.
He'll be back.
A little Scooby that.
Why does it feel so heavy again, mate? I might...
It's probably tangled up, isn't it? It's probably in a circle. Let's get out here, check with you as it's coming in to make sure.
It feels heavy again, mate, but so did that doggy, if you know what I mean?
You're coming off my line there, mate.
Supposed to.
You're not. You're not playing your fit. Oh, hang on a minute. Ah, doggy. I think. Yeah, doggy again, innit? Look. Positive doggy identification. Yeah. Doggy, doggy. Oh, baby hussy. Oh. Don't bloody drop it.
All he does is... My mate swallowed that one. I had to get the pliers on that. Tiny doggy, but a doggy all the same. Right, I'll get him unhooked, get him back, get the rod back in. Let's go again. Don't take your eyes off the right rod with the red light on. Beat right that.
Oh my god! Wow!
Mike nearly lost his rod then.
What the frig?
That was no dogfish bite. I don't know if the camera's picked it up. It's just gone. That
I don't think I'm into that either. Wow.
was like a basset, that was.
That wasn't it?
Was that big massive squid?
The whole squid,
He's
yeah.
just put a whole squid out about that big. He's gone over and carried on like that for ages.
It literally lifted me rod up. That was a hell of a whack, that.
That was a bass whack, that, mate.
Shame it's not there.
This Mark is on fire. There'll be 40 people here tomorrow night.
Wow.
There's room for us all. The more the better.
What the frig?
I'm putting bass bite on that. Right. I hope this camera angle's alright filming from out the van. I bet the sound's better on it. You'll have to let us know, people, what you think of it, because the camera's actually in the van. I'm filming out the window. The window's here. It's blocking all the wind off and stopping the rain. Getting on my phone.
Gutted about that one.
Is it better? Does it sound good? Is it clear quality? It's going to throw up something crazy here soon. We know it does cod here as well, because last year I was pulling
Hell of a bite.
I was pulling a whiting in,
I hope you got the
and as I was bringing it across the surface just at the bottom, a cod about that big's hit the whiting. Like, it dropped off obviously because it didn't get the hook, but we seen the cod like that just go whoof, smash the whiting. The whiting was like that as well. I think we could have a good winter here. Fishing from the van, nice and easy. 5 minutes from home, easy filming, good light. Plenty of videos to come, people.
I'm having a break for a bit.
Whoa.
I'm having a break for a bit. Shouldn't, but I'm having a break.
Missed that one, didn't I? Whoop. I just got a piece of squid around your chops, Webby. All as I'm doing is if I've got a bit of squid on like that, just sprucing it up with a bit of something else like that and send it. Presentation. Presentation's out the window today. It's just about getting it in. Just about getting it in. Hey, lads.
That's not what it looks like.
Take that how you want. Or don't. Don't take it. 2 rods out now. Boom, big fish next one. I feel it. Oh, bite on the right, I think. Is it? Yep.
All he does is do all the time. Do all the time. Do all the time.
Fish on. I feel massive, but they're not.
Mine will be massive in a minute.
Just dropped anyway.
There's a huge thing.
Another missed bite, that. Well, it was on, it was coming in, then it dropped off. It wasn't big. Almost certainly a dog. My hooks, mate, are in the back, in that box. He's after me hooks now, look.
Ooh.
All he does is rob my gear, rob my gear, rob my gear. Yeah, I'll bite on the left rod, bite on the left rod, here we go.
Bag up on this fish.
Bite on the right rod.
You want me to hit it?
Bite on each rod here. I might need you, mate. It's a bit of a whack on both rods and then nothing. Right, I'll sit down now and it'll go off again. Yeah, just like that. Eat it.
You don't need to have
This feels super heavy. Look at the rod. I think I'm luring myself into thinking they're all big. Feels massive.
That one will be.
Fish on.
Does look better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, so did that dog, didn't it?
It's over there to the left. Doggy. You have a doggy coming into the tide, aren't you?
That's what it is, I think, mate, yeah.
Let's try and bring it round. It's coming up. Little boss. All he does is drop my gear.
These fish feel so heavy out there. I think there's a strong tide run pulling that way because all the fish are kiting to the side. But yeah, I think there's a really strong tide run. That's what I'm saying. Nice fish, look at, like, they've all got like little bellies on them, look. They're like fat little buggers like me. But yeah, it's fishing its head off. Nice, let's get this one back. Yeah, there's a tide run pushing that way. When we cast in, it's pushing down, so what's happening? We're fishing in deep water. Well, say deep, 20, 30 foot out there easily. There's a massive tide run pushing that way, so we cast in, it's pulling. So when we get in the fish, they're kiting round on the line, you're pulling them against the tide. So even though the little doggies, they feel like really, really heavy. And every fish is like, oh, it's a big one, but it's not. But if we do get a big one on, I think we'll definitely know about it. Definitely.
Oh, bite on. That's a good bite. That's a bite. That's a bite. Bite, surely. That's going again. Round that. Oh my God. Yes. Hell of a fish.
Hell of a fish, he says.
Yeah. I'm not joking, mate. That's a hell of a fish, that. I wish I was joking.
Doggy.
That's a hell
Doggy.
of a fish. Oh, look at the knot on it. Oh, yes. Here we go, John. You better film this, boy.
See what's going on here.
Fast, mate. Might have to go down the steps. I'm going to go straight down the steps, John.
Okay.
Can you pull this rod in, mate? Quickly if you can. Kicking like hell, that. Oh no, come on. Nodding quite well, that. Hell of a nod.
I'll follow you down with my camera.
It's got to have some pressure on it. See where it is. I don't know if you took me there. It's gone right. Oh no, I think I dropped it. It's dropped. No! Oh, lost it. Lost it. No! Oh,
Well, what happened then?
hell of a fish.
Mike had a fish on.
Wow, look at that.
It was banging like hell on the rod. It wasn't a doggy or a horse. It was proper nodding and pulling. I moved my rod out the way so he could go right into the steps and it's come off. Carnage. Carnage again now. Right, 2 rods out of the water. We're absolute we're noddies, aren't we? But we love fishing.
Big fish, that.
It's got to be worth a subscribe for him losing it, yeah. Yep.
There we go.
Awfully doggy. The dog. I'm going to start calling these the doggy doink.
Ting tong, bong bong.
Doink 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 doink. Cod as well. This is a banging cod bite, and it does have. There's nothing that won't eat a squid.
No.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, that's a good bite. That's better.
Keep them quiet. Quite weighty. Look at that.
Steppable.
Don't know, mate. Don't want to make myself look like a sausage going down the step for a doggy, but again, false alarm. Just look how deep they are. Look at the bellies on them. Just looked in the corner. It was on tentacles. That was just in that tide run. I feel absolutely huge in that tide run. I'll get that hook out. Sharp little hooks then. Bear with me. Sit this out. It felt absolutely huge, that did, didn't it? Look at the bellies on these for little doggies. They're like the proper grubbing up. Look at that. They're eating well. They're eating well. Be nice to have a bigger fish with a bigger belly, but yeah, it's a cracking session again. Just keep at it, yeah. Right then, on high water now, actually. It's probably about 20 minutes before high water. We're probably going to fish it an hour down. It's very rough. It's been a weird one. I've definitely lost a husk because you've seen it, but the fish are feeling heavy. Mike?
Feeling heavy.
Mike,
I've lost a hell of a fish.
Mike's feeling heavy.
I had that big bite and that drop fish, but it was kicking well. It was.
Yeah, I've seen it kicking.
Goodness knows.
What's the daughter doing? Yep. The missus is on her way out, or should I say the wife, not the missus. He's on her way over soon. She's bringing us some chocolate digestives and biscuits. We're going to have a brew. It's just started raining. It's not a bother, because we've got a little camp here. Yeah, I'm going to... It's quieting down apart from that doggy I just had. It's gone a bit quiet, to be fair. It has gone a bit quiet, but it's coming up to high water, so I think we're going to have a regroup. We might chuck like half a mackerel out, full mackerel.
That's what I'm thinking.
Something that's too big for the doggies, something that we can target the us. We've got loads of big rigs here and mackerel and whatever.
Sit out for a big fish, I think.
Sit out for a big one. We've got an hour and a half's fishing, if not a little bit longer, so I'm going to regroup, get the camera on the tripod, and we'll see how we go. But yeah, plenty of action. The rain's coming now. Bite on right rod.
Bite on right rod.
Got something developing here on the right rod.
That's a right.
Oh, here we
That's
go.
a right doggy, that.
First bite in about half hour, that.
Oh, hang on a minute. That's a decent bite, that. Oh,
Fish on.
doggy. Doggy, that.
Oh, yeah. He catches fish where he wants.
You watch.
Feels heavy.
I have to get up and monitor this situation. Make sure he's mate, where big. He catches wherever he goes. Snoop dog. Doggy dog. Snoopy.
Just like that.
That's how to catch a dogfish.
Had no action for about half hour now. It's about half hour after right. Wind and rain's coming in.
So
The swell's busting the rods over. Pretty rough, so it's time for a brew and some biscuits. If you don't see us again, people, that will be the end. If we catch a doggy or anything, I ain't going to bring you back. If something special happens, I'll see ya. But yeah, we're going to have a brew, leave the rods in for 20 minutes, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. If we don't see you again, we've had nothing else to report of any size. So don't forget to hit like, comment and subscribe. See you all in the next video.
Go excite your ass, don't slow it to you.
You got one?
Bring it to me. Keep your line tight, I'm sliding down it.
Mike just thought he had a really big fish on,
Line tight again if you can.
but I think somebody else has gone over his line.
Hold on there.
I said I'll come back if anything special happens. It looked like a cracking bite too. His rod's gone. Best thing is, he nearly lost his brew for it. He threw it off. I had to have it off him. See you in the next video, people.